So, what if your AI didn't just sit there waiting for your commands? What if it was a fully aware, totally integrated partner in your world? Well, that fundamental shift is happening right now, and it's all part of what we're calling the vision upgrade. And this upgrade, it really kicks off with a pretty radical idea: the death of the prompt. Yep, you heard that right. The simple act of typing a question into a box and hitting enter is, well, it's on its way out because the way we interact with AI is about to change completely. For years, AI has been reactive. It's worked on a very simple command and response model, basically just waiting for you to tell it what to do. The new way of thinking is a huge shift to continuous observation. So instead of you having to ask, hey, what is this? The AI is already seeing it. Just think about Google's Project Astra demo. That AI sees the world in real time, ready to help without you ever typing a thing. And that, right there, is the difference between a simple tool and a truly proactive, aware partner. So what's the actual technology that makes this massively possible? Well, it really all comes down to three foundational pillars. We're going to break down these three pillars for you. First up is the Universal Dictionary, which gives the AI a common language for literally everything it sees, hears, and reads. Then we'll talk about native multimodality, which is all about building an AI with a single, unified brain. And finally, continuous edge observation. This is the key to making it all happen in an instant. Okay, let's dive into this first pillar, because it's probably the most fundamental one. Before an AI can understand the world the way we do, it needs a way to connect all the different kinds of information, images, sounds, texts, you name it, into a single, coherent language. Now, the technical term for this is a shared latent space, but honestly, a much better way to think about it is as a universal dictionary for the AI. It's a system that lets the AI find the shared meaning between completely different types of data. So how does this dictionary actually work? The best way to picture it is to imagine a giant, multi-dimensional map. Think of it like a coordinate grid, where every single concept, an object, an idea, even a particular sound, can be plotted at a very specific point. So let's say an AI sees an image of a wrench. It uses a training technique, one pioneered by models like OpenAI's CLIP, to analyze that picture. Then, it plots it at a specific mathematical coordinate on this universal map. For our sake, let's just call that point XYZ. But here is where the magic really happens. The AI then takes the word wrench, just the text, and it plots it at the exact same coordinate, X, Y, Z. So by sharing a location, the image and the word now share a meaning. This is how an AI truly learns to connect vision and language on a deep level. And this technology is evolving at an absolutely incredible pace. Back in 2021, CLIP proved this could work for two modalities or types of data, images and text. But just 2 years later, Meta AI's ImageBind blew that up to 6 different modalities, adding audio, depth, heat, and even motion. What that means is the image of a cat, the sound of its meow, and the word cat can all be mapped to the exact same point. It's creating a much richer, more human-like understanding of the world. Okay, so having this universal dictionary is a total game changer, but it's really only half the story. To use it effectively, the AI's core architecture, its brain, so to speak, has to be built for it right from the ground up. The old way of doing this was kind of like having two separate experts, one for vision, one for language, and they had to pass notes back and forth. I mean, it worked, but it was slow and clunky. The new approach, which you see in models like Florence 2, is to build a single, natively multimodal AI. It's designed from day one to think in images and text simultaneously. It's not translating between them, it's just understanding. And the result of this unified approach? Well, you get a much, much deeper understanding of context. The AI isn't just switching between senses, it's understanding the world through them all at once. And that, of course, leads to faster, more fluid responses and a truly seamless interaction. All right, let's move to our final pillar and see how all this incredible power gets delivered to us instantly. Because let's be honest, all of this amazing technology is pretty useless if there is a long, frustrating delay every time we interact with it. The key to that real-time feel is bringing the processing power closer to home. So instead of sending every little bit of visual and audio data to some distant cloud server, a huge amount of the processing happens right there on your device. This is what we call edge processing. And the result is exactly what you see here: zero lag. By running these super efficient models like Google's Gemini Nano directly on your phone or your glasses, the system can react and respond instantaneously. This is the secret sauce that makes that fluid conversational experience in the Project Astra demo even possible. The AI feels truly present because computationally, it is. So when we combine these three pillars, what do we actually get? Well, we get an AI that's finally ready to break free from the text box. We get a whole new kind of interaction, one that's more intuitive, more seamless, and more powerful than anything we've ever seen before. So let's do a quick recap. First, you've got the Universal Dictionary, which gives the AI a shared understanding of concepts across all the senses. Second, native multimodality provides a single, unified brain to process it all. And third, continuous edge observation delivers that intelligence with zero lag. Together, this is the blueprint for an AI that moves beyond the prompt and becomes a true partner in our world. Now that we have the foundation, join us for the next video, where we see these stages of reasoning in action through a real-world mechanical crisis.